So why production?
Well, it's just something I've always loved. I'm pretty good at being able to not only develop things but also manage them. I'm the type of person that's typically like a natural leader, and so I usually I'm able to take charge of a situation without being bossy about it. For some odd reason, people are able to listen to me whenever we're in like a crazy situation. So yeah.
Have you been in any crazy situation? Like, what do you have an example of?
Yes. Oh goodness, there's so many moments. Let's see. I mean, obviously, when I was in film one, we were doing our final project, and the director couldn't be there to direct her own film. And so I was the assistant director at the time, and I literally had to take charge and try to figure out what she wanted when she wasn't even there. And so...
So you were acting as the person executing another person's vision on
yes,
the project.
Never do that.
That sounds terrible.
It definitely was. And but I was able to take charge of the situation, and we were able to plow through it. I mean, whether or not the vision was what she wanted, because she didn't really tell us what her vision was, we were able to like plow through, and we had that footage there just in case like we didn't have time to go back and do a reshoot.
Right.
So we were able to like work together and just take charge and make it happen, which is pretty good.
So, in addition to that, what previous experience would you say that you have? When did you first start getting into production?
I started production, goodness. I mean, I've always done it in some capacity, like pretty much creating like my ideas just from start to finish. Like I'd go through all the paperwork, like even before I knew what a call sheet was, I was making call sheets for people. Like they were just like on Word docs, so it wasn't the proper format, but I was still making them so that people would know where to go on time.
Right.
So it's just kind of like a natural, like something I'm naturally inclined to. Let's see. I started really knowing about it when I was in production management class and like actually like got down like what the job was. So by the time I actually started in film one, I was able to take charge of the group and help lead and help teach like the production management side of it. So I was able to train. I trained someone who actually, like, when I wanted to start focusing on other jobs as well so I could learn new skills like grip and electric and things like that,
right.
I was able to teach another crew member, and she was able to take over as first AD. I was able to teach other people so they could help produce it and stuff like that, so I wouldn't have to have everything on my plate. I was able to kind of like teach others and help them better themselves.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, the first job I ever had, like, even though I've done, camera work, grip and electric, all sorts of stuff, the first paid job I ever was as an assistant director, just trying to keep the project on time and just managing the set. And so, it's fun.
All right. You want to take the next question?
Well, what's your ideal job in production?
Honestly, I want to get into creative development. I'm the type of person that has a lot of just random ideas, and I'm really good at like creating concepts of stories and helping them become a reality. And yeah.
Would you say that, because you say you're very creative, would you say that you work well with other creative people, or can you collaborate with others?
Yeah, I love collaborating, because I feel like, especially because I specialize in comedies, and with comedies it's always better to collaborate with people, because then like especially if you get a bunch of funny people in a room, you can like riff off of each other and make a lot more like just interesting content, especially if you're running a TV show. You're usually in a room like a team of writers, and you're able to like bounce jokes off of each other and like put it down. So I love collaborating.
So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Well, working here, honestly. I mean, Mel Brooks has been probably my honestly biggest influence when it comes to film. Like, I've always wanted to do stuff like that. So
what about his work speaks to you?
I like the style of humor. It's smart, it's creative, it's kind of it's satirical, so it's making fun of cliches and things like that are in pop culture. And so to me it stands out, compared to stuff like Seth Rogen's doing, where it's just so, just vulgar and straightforward, like in your face comedy, whereas Mel Brooks is like, it's clever, and so as a kid, my first Mel Brooks film was Men in Tights. That I watched, and like ever since then, just I've loved that style of humor, and every single time I write something, it's typically in that like quirky, a little bit out there type of humor, and so I really like that.
So what was the concept and the objective of your project, Green People?
Green People, it was it was kind of a satirical social commentary, and it was Frankenstein's monster. And it's basically him. He's just going on a rant about how all green people in Hollywood are treated the same, and so he name drops like Kermit the Frog and Oscar the Grouch, and just like goes off on this tangent. Meanwhile, this girl is just like not knowing what's going on, and so it's just really funny. And basically, she's just feeding lines to him and like getting him to keep on going.
Nice.
And so it was just yeah, it was a fun time. I did it in like my 101 class, and we got it together, and like I was in makeup for like an hour, and then
wow.
And then we
for a film 101 class.
Yeah, because
wow.
I ended up, I didn't originally want to act in it, but because I had written it and I knew the voice I wanted to do for it,
right.
My group immediately was like, okay, so you're gonna be in it. So I wrote it, produced it, directed it, and acted in it, and so it was quite the project. But yeah, I ended up, I was in makeup for an hour. We shot for 5 hours, and then I edited it for 16 hours. Because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to editing and wanted it to be, exactly
right,
like perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions? Do you have any questions for us?
So what projects are coming up?
Spaceballs 2.
Spaceballs 2. The Search for More Money?
The Search for More Money.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I don't know if Mel will be able to cameo in that as Yogurt, but we're hoping to get him back in the green robe and Elvirs. And
that would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to it.
May the Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine.